My name is Jeff Lynch, and I've been with SP Marketplace since 2012. I'm also the developer for CRMCore, our next generation CRM product that builds on over 10 years of experience in the CRM space. CRMCore helps you take potential customers, track and develop those leads, track the sales activities and documents that are related to them, all within the Office 365 environment on your own tenant. Once you've tracked all of those activities, documents, and other lead development activities, you close more sales. And as you close sales, you have more accounts to manage. This is the CRM homepage. This is where your sales reps are going to come on a daily basis. We can customize this page to give them all the information they need to be able to do their job effectively. They also have their leads, opportunities, accounts, and activities all in an easy-to-reach place. As we go through these, a salesperson is going to first come up with a lead. They're going to store those leads in a list like this. And in this lead list, they're going to be able to track activities that help them develop that lead into an opportunity, which means that they feel that this is now a potential sale, not just a suspect. As they go through the lead process, they go into the opportunity process. Each opportunity has a variety of activities and documents and notes that need to be kept. It's critical that you be able to see the entire process from the first time you talk to somebody until the last time you talk to somebody and get the order. The goal is to get that to a closed won status. Once we get it to a closed won, this account becomes an account. And we all know that a majority of our business always comes from repeat customers. So now we have our accounts that we're able to go in and manage. The best part about this is it's all accessible from that home page where they come in the morning, they take a look and they see announcements, they see events, they see that they've got some overdue sales activities. And again, we can customize this page to give them the most relevant information for them to be able to do their job efficiently and quickly. As a sales manager, you have an additional link in the left-hand column. This doesn't appear for the sales representatives, only sales management sees it. The reason sales management is different is because the sales manager is responsible for managing those leads, opportunities, and accounts, and taking a look at the information in a dashboard so that you can see what's going on. This allows you to go in and go to active leads, and then in the instance where a salesperson changes to a different company, you can reassign these leads to a existing salesperson or a new salesperson. If it's the opportunities that you need to manage, then that's right there as well. Activities is another area where you can oversee. As a sales representative, I want to be able to see what are all of these activities and who's doing these things, who's responsible for these things, and are they getting done? Sales management is never a fun job, but it's a necessary job. The last thing in the sales management is to be able to go to a sales dashboard. And in our sales dashboard, we're able to track all of our leads, our closed opportunities, and a variety of other sales statistics that help us to figure out how is our business coming in, what's working, what's not working, and where should we focus our attention. One of the key features of CRMCore is the ability to manage campaigns. When we manage campaigns, what we're trying to do is figure out where is our business coming from? What activities are we doing outside of our individual salespeople as a marketing company to be able to get more business? Do we have trade shows scheduled? Do we have podcasts that we're doing? How are we generating new leads? When we create a campaign, it's as easy as filling in the blanks of any form. You enter the title and a description. We have a planned start date and a planned end date, a budget. What kind of campaign is it? And we can increase this list to include new things. The campaign status, is it active, planning, or completed? And the campaign owner, so that we have somebody to come back to. When we have these campaigns, we can associate them with either a lead or an opportunity so that we can then, at the end of the day, look at our Power BI dashboard to figure out which of our campaigns are generating the most revenue. And that's really the key in any sales environment. Make sure that you're efficient, make sure that you're doing things that generate revenue, and campaigns fulfills that need. In our next video, we're going to go in detail about a sales rep, how they take a lead from the very beginning through the opportunity stage, get an order, and process it as an account. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you'll be notified when the next video is available. Today, we're going to talk about what a sales rep does to process a lead from the beginning through getting the order. The first thing is, where does a lead come from? Leads can come from a variety of sources. We can create a web form. We can use a Microsoft form. Somebody can telephone and you can manually put in a new lead. A lead is simply a suspect that is now going to be talked to find out if there's an opportunity for business. So clicking adding a new item is a manual way to create a lead. And we're going to start with ABC Acme Company. And the lead status is going to start off as needs initial review. The opportunity amount is pretty much unknown, so we're just going to put in $100. Do we have a campaign? And we talked about campaigns in a previous video. If we put in a campaign and we say trade show, then this lead is going to be associated with that trade show. And when we look at the statistics at the end of the day, we'll know what's going on. Products and services is a place where you can select multiple items to tell you what is it that they're interested in. And where did we get this lead? If we don't have a specific campaign, we can use the generic lead source to also see where are we getting our leads from. Who is the sales rep? Well, hopefully it's me. And then if I have the company website of ABC Acme, the number of employees I know is 50. And I know the address, it's 123, street name. City name, Texas, zip code, and United States. The contact first name is John Smith. We can enter email and phone number, and I'm going to put something in here just so that you can see the example, how that looks. Their job title as well. Once I save the lead, I also have some choices here about a quick save or save and open in edit mode. This is fantastic because I now have additional things that I can do to this lead. I can create sales activities, and a sales activity is anything that you have to do to be able to close this deal or bring it closer to making a deal. It might be a demo, and we put in a date, and I want it to be on this date, and then the date completed will actually be filled in when you complete this activity. And notice that it automatically fills in the sales rep for you and the lead for you so that you don't have to do that. It's automatically then associated with this lead. This will carry through into the opportunity as well if the lead does progress along the path. Sales documents, let's just say that we have a variety of documents that this lead needs to have. Maybe their engineering studies, maybe their specific requests, maybe their contracts. Whatever documents you have, you just drag and drop in here, and they're automatically tagged and associated with this lead. And again, they also continue on with them to the opportunity stage. The opportunity stage is what's next. So let's save this one, and then we'll go to it and show you again how that works. And we go over here to our leads, and we go to ABC Acme Company. A couple of days have passed, and I've done my activities. So I go into activity, I click edit, and I change this close date. So that's now completed. And now we have a situation where this guy is ready to become an opportunity. We've created a new thing called qualified. And when we click qualified, it automatically changes this button here. So we create the opportunity. When we do that, opportunity is being created. And this is all being done in real time so that there's no hunting around trying to find that lead, we're immediately redirected to that opportunity in the opportunity list. When we get there, we notice that the title has stayed the same, the sales rep has stayed the same, the products and services have stayed the same, all the information about the company stays the same, the contact person, the amount, but now we have some additional fields that we need to fill in down here at the bottom. Is there a recurring amount for this opportunity? If there's a monthly service fee or an annual fee, we can put it in there. Come to find out, it's a $1,000 opportunity and it's a $250 a year recurring. And the probability of us closing this is where we start to get into sales management and the sales rep's responsibilities. If we're now at a 50% likelihood that this is going to become a closed won deal, it now gives us a weighted forecast amount. This is critical when you start to look at the Power BI dashboards and the projections of how our business is going. We want to be able to say with certainty that we're going to hit our goals for this year. This gives us that ability. Notice also that the campaign and lead source followed it over, and we now have an additional phase that's a little bit more detailed than just the status of the account. This one's going to be a proposal, and my estimated close date is the 27th. Don't forget that up here we also have a pending. Some of the other choices, no bid. We've decided that this is not a good fit for our company, so we say no bid, and it goes into that status. Closed won and closed lost also are the outcome of our activities as a sales rep. So right now it's pending. Some other things that we can do. Locations and addresses. You're going to notice that we still have this address. However, a lot of companies have additional addresses that we need. Maybe it's a field office or a location office. Maybe it's a billing office as opposed to a physical warehouse address. We just simply click this, and add it in. We can have an address name, warehouse, address type. It's a shipping address. 1234. Another city, state, zip, United States. We have all the countries loaded in for you so that you don't have to know how to type it. And you can also notice again that it's automatically associated with this opportunity. So now we have an additional address. Maybe there's more than one contact. Let's find out who the contacts are. Who are all the influencers at this company that we need to talk to? Again, it's as simple as just clicking the button and adding in their information. And again, it's associated with that opportunity. Our sales activities, remember that the demo came over from the sales, from the lead. We can now add additional activities, such as making a proposal presentation. I'll leave that blank. Sales documents would also carry over. And we have a new field now called notes. So let's just say that I need to keep some notes. Great. First meeting. Now to put together the presentation. And I save that. Again, it's going to be associated to this opportunity. Now that we've done all this work on this opportunity, we can go back here and we can change this from pending to closed won. When we do this, we're going to take a short break because it takes a minute. But what's going to happen now is it's going to become an account. Accounts are people that we have done business with or are doing business with. It'll show up here in just a minute, but let's take a look at another one of our accounts that are here so that you can see kind of what happens and how it all works. You're going to notice that there's a lot of things like the phone and email address of the primary contact are here. The locations are here. We have it separated out by shipping address and main office. The contacts, all the people that we added. The opportunities that this account has had. Remember that we really want to focus on that repeat business. The way we focus on repeat business is look at the history of the account. What have they purchased in the past, and what are we likely to sell them in the future? This is the place where that's going to happen. Also, now that it is an existing account, you can click Add New Opportunity to this account, and it'll automatically populate the account information as an existing account with ABC Fish Company. Some of the other things, the sales documents copy over as well. Sales activities and sales notes are going to have this big red note here that tells you that this is activities and notes specific to the account and not specific to an opportunity. The reason for this is in the development of an account, we often do social things with people. We take them to baseball games, we go to dinner with them, we go to lunch with them. This is a place to keep track of those activities and those notes. Let's go back to our accounts and take a look. There's our ABC Acme company. Let's take a quick look and see what has happened with it. Well, I can tell you this. It's got two locations now. It's got the main office and it's got the shipping warehouse. I can tell you that it's got a contact. That was the original contact, John Smith. The opportunities, it had ABC Acme. Sales documents, we didn't add any, so none came over. Sales activities, again, would be for if it was a specific activity around the account and not around the opportunity. And the same with notes. If we want to see either one of those from an opportunity, we just simply click here and go look at the opportunity. And then we can click right here and we can see that. Notes, everything's there. So that's the general principle of what a sales rep does to process a lead from the very beginning until we get to order fulfillment, which is the natural output of all of this. Sales management is a key function in any organization. You're responsible for making sure that, first of all the sales reps are doing their job. And second of all, you're responsible for the decisions of which sales rep should work on which accounts, which leads, and which opportunities. You're also responsible for making sure that they're following through on the activities that they have scheduled. This is the sales management dashboard. It gives you access quickly to all of those things. It gives you access to all of the active leads, all of the active opportunities, all of the activities that a sales rep is supposed to do, and accounts by sales rep. Finally, there's a sales dashboard. Let's dig in and see what happens. Let's just say that there's an active lead and it's really kind of dragging along. This deli here is not doing well with the sales rep that it's got right now. And I need to come in here and I need to change the sales rep. So let's find the sales rep and, it's not even assigned. Let's give it to Jeff Lynch. One of the interesting things about this is now that you've assigned this to an existing, when you click save and exit, there's going to be an email that's going to get sent to Jeff Lynch to tell him, get to work on this lead. You need to cover it. The same thing's going to happen when we get into the opportunities. We can have opportunities that stagnate for some reason or another. They don't move along. Let's go into this one and see what's going on. We can, while we're in here as a sales manager, we can take a look at notes and activities and see what's going on. Don't forget ZXT about the RFP. Apparently somebody did. Let's take a look. There's our RFP. Why haven't we done it? It's not completed yet. Why isn't there any more activity going on? Let's go in here and see who it is it's Jeff Lynch. Well, we're going to have to change it to another Jeff. We'll change that one to Jeff K. Jeff K is going to get a new email at this point, letting them know that it's their turn to take a look at it. Some of the other activities that a sales manager might want to do, and realistically, leads and opportunities don't get moved around that much. Another thing that a sales manager does have to do, though, is take a look at sales activities by rep. And we can see here that Jeff Lynch has 12 activities assigned to him, and it looks like he's mostly got them done. But what's this Charlie Brown? Call Charlie Brown. What's going on here? He hasn't done it yet, and that was from a long time ago. So we better find out what's going on and send a quick note to Jeff to make sure that he's on top of it and that it's getting accomplished in a timely manner. Finally, they're going to manage accounts, and accounts move from sales rep to sales rep very frequently in some businesses and others not so much. It's as easy as logging in, And we can see that Jeff Lynch has 4 accounts and Jeff Krausman has 3 accounts. And there's an install admin that has 1 account. Well, the install admin shouldn't have any accounts because they're just that's just a service account. So let's go in and edit that. And now Jeff is going to get another email because he's going to be assigned as a sales rep for this one too. Once he's assigned, he's now responsible for that account, and he'll be involved in managing the account and taking it to the next level. The last thing in sales management is a sales dashboard, and it's critical to have usable metrics that you can see how is everything going. These are designed with a Power BI dashboard, again, in the Microsoft Office environment. All of the data stays within your own environment. And we can filter this by sales rep. We can see exactly what Jeff Lynch is doing. We can see what other people are doing. We can see what products and services are being used. We can see if a campaign had a specific result. Let's turn all that back to normal. Once we change these and notice that this is a time when it was created, we now have things that tell us about our lead dashboard. We have 6 pages in this. This first one just deals with leads. How many of them have we lost? How many of them are open? And how many of them were processed through to become an opportunity? What is the open lead amount? How much is sitting out there in cash? When we go to the opportunity dashboard, we have the same set of filters, and we have the same when was it created. Now we can see how many open opportunities we have. We have a weighted projection amount. We have a lost opportunities and a lost opportunities amount. We have 1 opportunities and how much that is. That's 100%. And we have that by sales rep, by opportunity status, and by products and services. When we move through, we have details on the opportunities. Which ones are they? What's going on with them? What is in the scheme of things, how much of the money is in a weighted pending amount, a 1 opportunity amount, and a lost opportunity amount. As we move forward, we see closed sales, and we can see that in our example here, we don't have a whole lot of information, but we can start to see that as time goes on, we're going to have a much better timeline. We're going to be able to see over time how we did. When we go into sales forecasting, and this is what we talked about before with the weighted opportunity amounts, so that we have certainty of what's going on, and we can start to track when we're going to have revenue coming in. And finally, one of the things we want to do is we want to have a dashboard to show us what the sales activity is like. How much sales activity is there, and who's doing the activity, and what kind of activity are they doing? So that's the Power BI dashboard aspect of a sales manager's job. Other things on this page that we can customize would include links to different pages or different resources. We can put in the calendar that the whole sales department has. And the final thing to note about the sales management page is that a regular salesperson does not have access to this page automatically. They can get to most of the information, certainly. However, when they come to this page, they're automatically redirected back to the sales homepage, which is where they do all of their work. In this segment, we're going to talk about campaigns and how we can track the marketing activities that we're doing as a company that drive our sales. Campaigns are one of the main things that drive sales because those are all of the things like trade shows. They're like podcasts, they're email campaigns, or direct marketing campaigns of any kind. It's very easy to create a campaign by simply clicking the Add a New Item button on the campaigns list. When we do that, we put in a title. This is going to be an email marketing for ABC companies. The date, we can make any date we want. This is not making anything fixed in stone, but we're going to have it go until it's going to go for a whole year. The campaign budget, let's give it a $1,000 budget. Campaign type, this tells us what kind of a campaign do we have. This is going to be a social media campaign. Oops, I said email marketing. Let's change that to email. The campaign status is in planning or it's active. And again, the campaign owner, Jeff Lynch. Now that we have this campaign saved, we can go back in and edit it and change it. We can say, oh, we've decided to extend it. And we can also add in documents and images. And to do that is as simple as just clicking a button there. Maybe we have some campaign materials that we want to include with this. In any case, the key part of a campaign is that it follows all the way through from a lead. And we can go in here, and we had a ABC Acme company. And when we did that, you notice that we put it into the trade show status. And that trade show then shows up in our Power BI dashboard with dollar amounts that are associated with it. It followed the lead from a lead to an opportunity and then on to a closed won sale. That means that we can absolutely associate the activities that we did as a campaign with dollars that are coming out the other end of our sales funnel. A lot of times when we have an Outlook email, we want to get that information into our CRM system so that we can keep track of it and associate it with the opportunities and accounts that we have already on hand. So I'm going to show you how that works today. It's really pretty simple. First, we select an email. Put a check mark next to the email. Right now I'm using the online version of Outlook, but this works equally well in your desktop version. You click the little apps button, and there's a new logo called Email to CRM. You click that, and it simply pops up on the side here. A couple of pop-ups come up to make sure you're logged in properly. And now I have a choice. I can either add this to a lead, an opportunity, or an account. In this particular case, I want to add it to both a deli opportunity and also the, let's add it to ABC Acme. Now, normally you would, of course, add them to the same account as the opportunity, but I want to demonstrate to you today how it can be added to multiple items at one time. You're not likely to add it to a lead if it's an account because an account wouldn't have a lead yet. But when we click this button here, we hit Save Email. It just simply says email saved successfully. So now let's go take a look. And we got to remember that we did add it to ABC Acme and Deli. So let's first go to our opportunities section. Let's go to Deli. And now we have a new tab that we add for this add-on called Emails. And when we look at the emails, we see that we immediately have a past due activity from the install admin. The activity initial call was scheduled for 5/14, and just keeping track of all of the emails in our Outlook accounts in our CRM. So now let's go take a look and make sure that we also have that in the account. And ABC Acme, we go to edit, and once again, we got an email tab, and there is the past due activity. We put it in twice because I've demoed this before. So we now have a history for ABC Acme of all of the items that we need to put in from our Outlook account. And again, that works equally well in the web application as it does in the desktop application for Outlook. What we want to do is gather leads from a variety of places, whether it be from a kiosk at a trade show, or whether it be at your website, or even in an email you can send the form. To do that, we're utilizing Microsoft out-of-the-box forms, and we build a form. We have a template already created for us that matches exactly to what a lead looks like in our system. And to do that, we go to first thing you have to do is you have to get the link to the form. And when you copy the link, now it's copied. Now I can paste this into a variety of places. I can go to a trade show and have a desktop or a laptop set up so that people can fill in the lead form on their own right there at the trade show. I can put this embedded into a web page, or I could embed this into an email and send it out to somebody. The key thing is this link right here. And when I click that link, we go through and we create a lead. So I'm going to do form to lead. We can change the title, of course, but the title of this is CRM Core add-on. And the description is that we want to have an add-on creating a lead. So then you notice down here that it says page 1 of 3. So we go next and we say company name, your company. If you have a website, all of this stuff is not required. And state is Texas. Let's go to Arkansas this time. And we're in the United States. So these are all Microsoft out-of-the-box form fields. This is created separate from the SharePoint site. And we can put in whatever we need there. And then we want to have our first name, last name, email, phone, job title, and now we're going to hit submit. So let's go take a look and see what happened. Let's go to our CRM Core. We're going to go to leads because that's where a new lead that's not qualified would come in. Let's go to the bottom of the list. And there it is, CRM Core add-on. Notice that this demonstration is happening in real time. This is immediate input that comes directly from the form, goes through Power Automate, and then develops the entire lead for you. And it will, in fact, we can add on additional things that would alert you that a new lead has been entered. And in general, it gives you the opportunity to get leads from anywhere, website, email, trade show, or even sitting in a bar with somebody looking at your laptop. Thank you very much.